Welcome back to Let's Play Trails in the Sky. This is Master Dodo Soda. Earlier we were chasing the two boys Luke and Pat from Roland to their supposed secret base here at the Tower of Esmelis. Supposedly monster-ridden, but here on the first floor we don't really see much of anything. Ah, here we go. And the proper decision here is to rush in simultaneously rather than alone. Like that's gonna do anything. Here we go. This is our first battle with the NPCs. They show up at the top. They should generally stay at the bottom right, away from enemies, and even though they have turns showing on the left, they shouldn't do anything to get them in trouble here. There's only one NPC I can think of who actually does anything in battle. She has a chance to blind enemies. This is still a rather simple battle. I probably should have just done a dual strike on the other, but oh well. Miss. Pathetic.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Here, if you decided to run in by yourself, he would have chided you. And Luke is finally showing some appreciation. I think he's learning what Joshua did about 5 years earlier. Finally, someone gets it. Come on, Estelle, you should... never mind. Hello, Cassius. And straight into his speech. Poor Estelle. Did so well at first, then she has to go get attacked, and then the spotlight's stolen from her. At least she did something right this time. Now here, the BP that's shown in the parentheses, certain quests will have opportunities to gain extra, which obviously you'll need to do if you want to get to the max BP in the game. In this case, choosing run-in simultaneously granted us this extra point. What's this? Now what could a foreign branch want with our father? This is strange. Normally she doesn't seem to have a problem unless there's something on paper. And anyway, think about it, if you didn't go, they probably would have been dead by the time your father got there. Probably. You have to give her some credit, she has some intelligence. You just don't really get to see that much of it for a while. We're back, Dad. We have a letter. Yeah, I've gone over that already. Well, this shouldn't be too bad. After all, she learned how to make maple cookies just from eating one. That can't be good. What the heck was she even doing with it? Oh no. Yes, let's go with passionate. The Erebonian Empire. We're in the country of Liberal. The Erebonian Empire is to the north, and they were the country that was at war with us. That being about 10 years prior, I believe. I've got a feeling excellent is relative here. Especially with his comment. Oh, he thinks he's so shrewd. Now what could that letter have been? Oh, an investigation. That's all. What aren't you telling us? I suppose we could. Extra points, get some rewards. So, sure. And obviously, Lena was her mother. Also died around the end of the war. I would have to agree if I were there. I'd probably just be sitting quietly eating dinner, watching them fight. I like stargazing. Or 10. Shara's a known drinker, or drunkard. Could that be a coup d'etat? I'm not completely sure what else would get you as worried. And if there was war 10 years ago, who knows what might still be going on. There's actually a fair bit I can relate to Joshua on this. Not really his experiences growing up, but a lot of who he is now. Whether it's usually being relatively quiet and reserved, or feeling honor-bound to keep my word. I don't like saying I'm going to do something and then not doing it. So long. Have a good trip. Kill lots of enemies. And let's get a souvenir. I don't care. You're getting me a souvenir. She'd probably like another staff. I'm not completely sure what was going on with the audio there. It should have come over a little more loudly. And back to the main city area. And there they go. Not completely sure what they're doing. Playing tag, maybe? I know, we're here for work. Oh, okay. So these should be pretty easy to work with. Oh, there we go. Much better. And stupid me, I forgot to check the bulletin board. We're far enough now that we can start getting some of the side jobs. At this point, they'll still all show up here on the bulletin board, but after this chapter, there will be some that show up as hidden quests. So Milch Road Monster, Milch Road is to the west, and the Shiny Rock from Charles by the Orbital Factory. We'll take care of the Shiny Rock first, since that's right here in town. But before that, let's pick up a couple new weapons. Fun fact, if you unequip everything, then they still have a practice weapon equipped. They don't fight with just their fists. Oh, Charles. No, not particularly. Well, the general goods store is right in front of us. Let's go ahead and check there first. Something tells me he doesn't realize we're bracers now. Alright, general goods store. Hello. Well, if we went there during our training, it shouldn't be so difficult. Well, let's go now. just right behind the church. And there's nothing here that we haven't seen already. What do you know, Josh has gotten strong enough to take out some of the rats in one hit. At this point, these guys give out little... Well, they give out little enough experience that I'm more just taking them out for the Sabbath. Here we go. And in addition to the Sabbath, we're getting a few more cooking ingredients. Quartz fragment. No wonder it was shining so much. Yes, I just said that, Joshua. Alright, well, since we found what we were looking for, let's head out and get this to Charles. Now, something I forgot to mention earlier. When you have a preemptive strike, that's just when you run up behind an enemy to start battle. A surprise strike, yes, it's where they come up from behind you, but they don't have to get to your lead character. It can be any character in your group. You can hold X if you need to get everyone to bunch up together, but it can get rather annoying when you have multiple people in your party, and some enemy comes up and just manages to grab the tail end. Why yes, you just missed out on a pretty obvious spot. Drilled meatball. More food. Don't worry, Estelle. It'll be a bit better once we've unlocked more slots. In the meantime... Oh. Need more water. Well, we've got a couple more choices here now. Ooh, cast 1 is nice. EP cut is better though. Cut down on the amount of EP you're using. Let's grab another attack. And I'm taking that because the Milch monster is actually weak to fire. That and I like having the boost to attack. I'll probably put the heal back on as soon as I get enough to unlock her slot. Now, these guys, they actually stand still where they are. Not only in battle like they have done in the past when we ran into them, but on the field as well. You don't have to worry about them chasing you or anything. I just don't like getting that. Ouch. Well, let's see if we can take this out with one dual strike. There we go.
We're not done yet.
And so those guys do give out some water if you need it. Let's take a look at our drill meatballs. 120 HP. That'll work. And now we have the recipe. Monster horn and marbled steak. Shame, because the marbled steaks tend to be a bit more costly for this point of the game. And this particular monster is 3 screens away from Roland. You'll usually know them because they tend to be bigger than most other enemies on the map. They're stationary, and if you get close enough to them, you'll get a text box coming up saying, there we go, exterminate or leave alone. If you're not ready, then just leave alone and come back at some other point. Now, this guy, when you beat him, self-destructs, like some enemies later on will do as well. So the first step should be move away. He doesn't move, he just uses arts to damage you. Granted, they're powerful, but in this case, rather weak to fire, so we'll use that. And then in this situation, you heal.
We're good to go!
Note that using items does require you to be close enough to reach them. And these 2 firebolts should finish him. Oh, 1 away. Also gave us some water. Pretty nice of him. So with that, our 2 side quests are finished. We just need to go and report them for the rewards. So I will see you in a moment back in Roland. On the way back, I went ahead and fought enough enemies to get some more sepet, so I can unlock Estelle's next slot. And I'm going to use that to have both the HP and the attack orb equipped. So now I've got healing, water, and fire damage. Not bad. I like fire. So back to the guild, let's turn in these 2 quests. I should also point this out. In the Bracer notebook, the green quests that show are your story quests. And you also have the icon to the left that indicates what status they're at, so the circles are done. In this case, the exclamation point just means finished, we need to report it still. And with 10 BP, next, Junior Bracer rank, Information Quartz. See their status a bit more. I don't usually bother with having equipped. Check here, no new quests. More should show up after story quest or 2. So with that, next time we'll head over to the Perzel farm and exterminate whatever monsters are troubling them. This has been Master Jedi Soda, thanks for stopping by.